institution. Well, Stephanie Elam is here to join us right now. You know, there was not a time far back from now that companies had huge holiday parties. Let's say they rented out all of Tavern on the Green and other crazy spending.
Maybe the whole Central Park, you know, the whole thing. It's true. And right now we're going to take a look at some of the outrageous spending that we saw in 2009. And believe it or not, there was a lot of it, despite the fact that we're supposedly still in a recession. You know, that R word we don't even like to talk about anymore. But NPI Financial is out with the most outrageous corporate spending of 2009. We're going to start off with John Thain. He spent $1.2 million to redecorate his office after he took over Merrill Lynch. And he also went ahead and hired the Obama's decorating team because that's what you do when you're mighty and powerful. But this was at the same time that Merrill Lynch reported a $15.4 billion fourth quarter loss, which forced Bank of America to go ahead and ask for added money from the government. So this all came out in January of this year. Late January, he was then ousted from that position. So moving on from there to AIG, to an AIG executive, an unnamed one at that, who got $4.3 million this month, authorized by Payzar Kenneth Feinberg to ensure the contribution of this one executive to the long-term success of AIG. And this even as the government had committed $182 billion in loans to the company. And from there to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, $210 million retention bonus money, that's a pool there, being paid to 7,600 employees over 18 months. It started actually in late 2008 and will go through early 2010. The maximum retention bonus anyone can get, $1.5 million. But all of this going on as the companies posted $108 billion in combined losses for 2008. So obviously, there's a lot of spending out there that you may not think about, may not hear about. A lot of this was reported, but just to put it into perspective there. So what does NPI Financial say needs to happen for companies who want to keep their finances a little tighter going forward? Well, for one thing, they can definitely consolidate their vendors. They're saying go ahead and take a look at who you're working with, see if you can get more products out of one company instead of having a whole bunch of different companies that you're spending money with. Put contracts up for rebidding. You might be surprised to find out who is willing to go lower to keep your business and to also win your business. And always, always, always check for billing errors, because so many, especially big companies, so many of them will pay extra on an invoice and not even take a look at it, not even know that they're paying more for cell phone service or for a couple of shipments coming in. They're like, always check those invoices because that could actually help you out. But I think that's pretty good advice for everybody.
A penny here and there adds up. Look at Office Space.
It really does, and in redecoration too.
There you go, $1.2 million. Oh, what you could do with an office with that much money?
Yeah, that's.
What does he have? Gold walls?
He had some things in there that were
apparently had a very nice commode.
Yeah,
as I recall.
Yeah, there were different things, but you know, he's not the first one who's gone through that. And I think also it's a mindset thing. It's a different world to live in when you're making that kind of money. I don't think it's necessarily how the rest of us
will never
operate.
know.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steph.
Sure.
Well, still ahead, we're going to be talking about